Everything in your life changes the moment you decide to take control. Have you ever felt frustrated that despite working hard, your life isn't moving forward? Do you wake up tired, stressed, or unsure of what to do next? Most people wait for the right moment, for luck, or for someone else to show them the way. That's why they stay stuck. The truth is, real change starts with you and the choices you make every single day. This 6-month plan is designed to help you break that cycle. It's not about complicated strategies, expensive tools, or random advice. It's about simple, powerful steps you can take right now to create momentum, build habits, and start seeing real progress. Imagine waking up each day with purpose, energy, and clarity. Picture yourself finishing the day, feeling proud of what you accomplished, no matter how small. Over the next 10 chapters, you'll learn how to structure your mornings, push past limits, focus on what matters, build stronger habits, surround yourself with the right people, and reward your effort. If you follow this plan, 6 months from now, you won't recognize your own life. Chapter 1. Claim your mornings to set the tone for life. Mornings are the most important part of your day. The first few hours after you wake up have a power that most people don't realize. How you spend those hours often determines how the rest of your day unfolds. If you walk into your day half asleep, checking your phone, reacting to notifications, and letting the world tell you what to do, you will spend the entire day responding to other people's priorities instead of your own. Every day you give your time to someone else's agenda. You steal it from yourself. Claiming your mornings isn't just about waking up early. It's about taking control, creating a rhythm, and setting a tone that carries through every hour. When you wake up, your mind is fresh, your body is rested, and your spirit is ready. If you fill those first hours with distractions, you dilute that energy. If you start intentionally, you magnify it. Imagine waking up and immediately choosing what matters most. Imagine giving your mind a purpose, your body a challenge, and your heart a focus. This is what separates people who drift through life from people who move forward with power and clarity. Start by giving yourself a moment of stillness. Sit quietly. Don't reach for your phone. Don't react. Just breathe. Listen to your thoughts and notice where your mind naturally goes. Most people wake up and immediately get pulled into worries, obligations, and stress. They start thinking about the problem they left yesterday, the tasks that lie ahead, or what someone said to them. This is the trap of a reactive life. But if you begin with calm, if you start with clarity, you create space. Space to decide who you want to be and what you want to do. The way you begin your day is the way you set your mental, emotional, and physical tone. Next, engage your body. Mornings are not just for thinking. They are for action. Stretch, move, walk, exercise in whatever way feels right for you. When your body moves, your mind wakes up. When your muscles stretch and your blood flows, your energy rises. You can feel it physically. The difference between getting out of bed and just lying there versus standing up, taking deep breaths, and moving is astonishing. People underestimate the impact of their morning energy. Once you ignite your body, your mind becomes sharper, your mood brighter, and your focus stronger. Feed your mind with intentional thought. Read something that inspires you. Write down what you are grateful for. List your priorities for the day. People spend hours consuming content that has no purpose, scrolling endlessly, reacting to what other people want them to think or feel. But the first moments you dedicate to yourself set the standard. What you feed your mind in the morning creates the dialogue in your head for the entire day. Choose inspiration, clarity, and focus. Don't wait for motivation to find you. Motivation comes from preparation. When you start your day intentionally, motivation arrives on its own. Create a clear plan for your day. Don't just float through life, hoping things will work out. Decide what your most important tasks. Pick the 3 things that will move your life forward the most, and commit to them, before anything else. If you tackle your top priorities first, the rest of your day flows easier. You gain confidence, momentum, and purpose. Every morning is a chance to practice this discipline. Every day is an opportunity to reinforce that you are in charge of your life. Mornings are also a time to connect with yourself emotionally. Notice how you feel. Don't push it away. Most people start the day ignoring their emotions, pretending everything is fine, and then wonder why stress and frustration build throughout the day. Acknowledge what you feel. Sit with it. Accept it. When you are aware of your emotional state, you gain power over it. You can direct it instead of letting it direct you. Claiming your mornings means claiming your emotional state before the outside world has a chance to dictate it. It's also the perfect time to visualize your success. Spend a few minutes imagining what you want to achieve. Picture yourself completing tasks with ease. Imagine the conversations you want to have and the progress you want to see. Visualization isn't just daydreaming. It is training your brain for action. It aligns your focus and prepares you for execution. When you visualize your day with intention, you make it easier to act with clarity and confidence. The morning is the safest and quietest place to do this. Your environment matters too. How your space looks and feels when you wake up has a profound effect on your mindset. If your room is cluttered, your mind is cluttered. If your space is chaotic, you feel scattered. Take a few minutes to tidy up, open a window, let the sunlight in. Create an environment that supports the energy you want to feel. Small actions like making your bed or clearing a corner of clutter create a sense of control and accomplishment. These small wins early in the morning set a standard for the rest of the day. Claiming your mornings also means setting boundaries. Decide what you will not do in the morning. Don't check social media. Don't answer emails before you are ready. Don't let the world decide how you begin. Every time you react to someone else's agenda, you weaken your power over your own life. Protect these first hours like they are sacred. The world is full of distractions, but the mornings are yours to design. The difference between people who accomplish their goals and those who don't often comes down to what they do in the first hour of the day. This is when habits are formed, focus is sharpened, and energy is high. People who claim their mornings are more productive, more confident, and more resilient. They face challenges with greater clarity and bounce back from setbacks faster. The morning is like a starting block. It launches your day forward. Those who understand this use it to create momentum that lasts all day. Mornings are also the perfect time for reflection. Look at what you accomplished yesterday and what you want to achieve today. Take note of what worked and what didn't. Reflection in the morning creates insight, not regret. Most people spend the morning thinking about their mistakes or worrying about the future. Claiming your mornings allows you to step outside that loop and see things clearly. You gain wisdom from experience and plan your day with intention. It's essential to combine structure with flexibility. Plan your morning, but don't make it rigid. Some days you will wake up tired or distracted. Some mornings won't go as planned. That's okay. The point is to have a framework that gives you control while leaving room for life. The consistency of returning to this framework builds discipline, and the flexibility keeps it sustainable. Discipline is formed by repetition, not perfection. Every morning is another chance to practice. Claiming your mornings affects more than just productivity. It changes your attitude, confidence, and self-respect. When you control your start, you control your story. You prove to yourself that you are capable of taking charge. That sense of ownership ripples throughout your day. You handle challenges with calm. You approach people with clarity. You make decisions with confidence. A morning well claimed is a life well led. The key is to start small and build gradually. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. immediately or meditate for an hour. Start with a simple action. Sit quietly for 5 minutes. Write down one priority. Stretch for a few minutes. Each small action compounds. Soon the morning transforms from a rushed routine into a powerful launchpad. Momentum is built one small step at a time. Consistency is where the magic happens. One day of claiming your morning won't change your life. 1 week of practice creates results. 1 month builds habits. 6 months of intentional mornings can completely transform how you approach life. The same energy, focus and clarity you build in the morning spreads to your relationships, work, health and personal growth. Your mornings shape your life more than any other single factor. Claiming your mornings is an act of self-respect. It's saying to yourself that your time matters, your energy matters, your growth matters. When you take control of your morning, you send a message to yourself and the world that you are serious about your life. The people who succeed understand this. The people who drift through life do not. Choose today which one you will be. Finally, remember that claiming your mornings is about freedom, not restriction. It's not about punishing yourself or forcing an impossible routine. It's about designing the start of your day in a way that empowers you. It's about feeling alive, alert and purposeful when the world is still waking up. When you harness that energy, the rest of the day follows naturally. You face challenges with calm, act decisively, and move toward your goals with clarity. You control your life one morning at a time. Claiming your mornings is not a secret. It is a choice. It is available to anyone willing to take it. The difference lies in action. You can keep sleeping through your life, or you can wake up intentionally. You can keep reacting, or you can start leading. You can drift, or you can move forward with purpose. Every morning gives you the chance to decide. Every day gives you the chance to grow. Every sunrise gives you the chance to transform your life. Start now. Stand up, breathe, stretch, focus, and decide what matters most. Feed your mind, challenge your body, and clarify your purpose. Protect your energy, set your priorities, build momentum, celebrate the small wins. Do this consistently for 6 months and watch your life transform. You will feel stronger, clearer, and more alive than you ever thought possible. Claim your mornings and claim your life. Chapter 2. Challenge your comfort zone to discover hidden strengths today. Most people go through life staying inside the lines they've drawn for themselves. They follow routines that feel safe and predictable. They stay in jobs, relationships, and habits that are familiar. There's nothing wrong with comfort, but comfort has a hidden cost. It slowly limits what you can do, who you can become, and how much you can achieve. Your comfort zone is a place where your potential waits, trapped by fear, uncertainty, and hesitation. The only way to free it is to step beyond it. Growth is found outside the boundaries you create for yourself. Every hidden strength you have is waiting just past the point where you feel uncertain. The first step in challenging your comfort zone is to recognize it. Most people think they are living fully, but in reality they are playing it safe. They avoid situations where failure might happen. They shy away from opportunities that feel intimidating. They choose what feels easy over what could change their lives. You need to ask yourself honestly where you've been holding back. Which decisions have you made because they were comfortable rather than what you truly wanted? Awareness of your limitations is the first key to breaking free. Fear is natural. When you consider doing something new or difficult, your mind reacts with hesitation, doubt, or worry. That fear is not a signal to stop, it's a signal to move forward. Fear is a compass pointing toward growth. Every time you act despite fear, you discover a layer of strength you didn't know existed. Your muscles of courage and resilience are built the same way physical muscles are built, through repeated challenges and effort. Avoiding discomfort keeps you safe, but also keeps you small. Confronting it expands your capabilities and your confidence. Start small but deliberate. You don't have to make drastic changes all at once. Choose one action that makes you slightly uncomfortable and commit to it. Speak up in a meeting if you normally stay quiet. Approach someone new if you usually avoid social interactions. Take a task at work that feels beyond your current abilities. Every small step outside comfort is a signal to your brain that growth is possible. The accumulation of these small acts is what transforms confidence from a wish into a reality. It's important to understand that discomfort is temporary. Your mind exaggerates risks, paints worst-case scenarios, and tells stories about failure before you even start. None of those scenarios are real. They are projections, not facts. By acting in spite of them, you teach your mind a new story. You prove to yourself that you are capable of more than you imagined. Every time you confront uncertainty, you reshape your internal narrative. You move from a person who reacts to life to someone who directs it. Challenge is also a teacher. Every time you try something difficult, you learn something about yourself. You might discover talents you didn't know you had. You might realize you are stronger, smarter, or more adaptable than you ever gave yourself credit for. Growth is often invisible until tested. Your hidden strengths only emerge when they are called upon. The harder the situation, the clearer your understanding of your own capacity. Avoiding challenges keeps you comfortable but blind to what you could achieve. Action is essential. Thinking about change is not enough. Planning alone is not enough. You must step forward. You must feel the awkwardness, the tension, the uncertainty, and move anyway. People who wait for confidence to appear before acting will wait forever. Confidence is born through action. Every step outside comfort strengthens your ability to take the next step. Momentum grows with movement. The guvis to act multiplies with each choice you make to face the unknown. Preparation matters, but it is not a substitute for action. Gather knowledge, study the challenge, plan carefully. All of that can help you feel safer, but at some point you must act. Action converts potential into reality. Action tests your limits and shows you what is possible. You cannot know what you are capable of without pushing beyond the familiar. Success is never found where things feel easy. Strength is forged in the tension between effort and discomfort. You will face resistance. People around you may doubt your decisions or question your choices. Some may try to pull you back into their comfort zone because it feels familiar to them. That is normal. Others' fears often show up as criticism. Don't take it personally. Recognize it for what it is, a reflection of their limits, not yours. Your responsibility is to yourself. Your job is to keep moving forward. Surround yourself with those who encourage your growth, but remember that the most important support comes from your own determination. Mindset is your most powerful tool. When you view challenges as threats, fear dominates. When you view challenges as opportunities, fear becomes fuel. Shifting your perspective changes everything. Instead of asking why something feels hard, ask what you will gain by doing it. Instead of focusing on what could go wrong, focus on what you will learn. Reframing challenges allows you to act with courage and clarity. Your mind will resist at first, but the more you practice this approach, the more natural it becomes. Every challenge you embrace is a chance to build resilience. Life will always test you in ways you don't expect. The difference between people who succeed and those who struggle is not luck. It's preparation. It's experience in handling difficulty. When you step outside your comfort zone repeatedly, you create a mental muscle that carries you through tough times. Challenges that once seemed terrifying become manageable. Strength becomes your default response, not panic. You gain confidence that no setback can take away. Celebrating progress is essential. Each time you take a step beyond comfort, acknowledge it. Small wins are powerful. They create momentum. They remind you that courage is possible. Most people overlook their victories, thinking only the end result matters. But the truth is, growth happens one step at a time. Recognize it. Honor it. Build on it. Each act of bravery, no matter how small, moves you closer to the person you want to become. Reflection strengthens the process. After each challenge, take time to consider what you learned. What did you discover about your limits? How did your body, mind, and emotions respond? What surprised you about yourself? Reflection turns action into wisdom. It allows you to make better decisions next time. Growth is not just about doing, it's about understanding and integrating lessons. The comfort zone shrinks as your insight expands. You become more aware, more capable, and more empowered. Risk is part of life, but fear of risk should not control you. Avoiding what is uncomfortable may feel safe today, but it limits tomorrow. Life rewards those who dare to act despite uncertainty. People who embrace challenges discover opportunities others overlook. They gain skills, connections, and confidence that are invisible to those who stay safe. Taking calculated risks transforms potential into reality. Every challenge you accept is a bridge to a stronger, more capable self. Consistency matters. One step outside comfort is a start, but repeated steps compound powerfully. Each day presents multiple opportunities to stretch beyond what feels easy. The more you do it, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, what once felt scary begins to feel normal. You create a cycle where courage begets more courage and growth accelerates. Habits of bravery and action redefine what is possible. Comfort no longer rules your life. You do. Your emotions will fluctuate. You will feel fear, doubt, frustration, and uncertainty. That is normal and expected. Emotions are signals, not barriers. They show you where you are stretching, where you are growing. Feeling uncomfortable is proof that you are leaving familiar territory. The mind initially resists what it does not know, but persistence overcomes resistance. Each time you act in spite of emotion, you reinforce your own power. Accountability strengthens your efforts. Share your goals with someone who supports your growth. Let them know what steps you are taking to challenge yourself. Knowing someone else is aware of your actions creates motivation to follow through. Accountability is not about pressure, it's about commitment. When you take responsibility for your actions publicly, you reinforce your own discipline and determination. Your body also responds. When you challenge yourself physically, mentally, or emotionally, you notice energy shifts. You feel more alive, sharper, and capable. The brain releases chemicals that reward effort, creating a sense of accomplishment. These physical sensations reinforce courage and help you approach future challenges with confidence. Strength is not just mental. It is felt in your body and sensed in your spirit. You will learn to trust yourself. Every time you step beyond your comfort zone, you prove you can handle more than you thought. Your inner voice shifts from doubt to confidence. You begin to rely on your own judgment and resilience. That trust becomes a foundation for all future growth. Life becomes less about uncertainty and more about opportunity. You start to see problems as chances to show what you are capable of. The most important discovery is that comfort is not the goal. Comfort is temporary. Growth lasts a lifetime. Strength lasts a lifetime. Every challenge you take on now compounds over months and years. Hidden strengths once buried in fear emerge as capabilities that shape your life. Opportunity, achievement, and fulfillment follow courage. People who challenge themselves daily discover their true capacity, their resilience, and their purpose. Action, reflection, consistency, and courage create a cycle of transformation. Each challenge strengthens the next. Each step builds momentum. Each day outside comfort becomes a declaration of your potential.
Life rewards those who act boldly. The only limits are the ones you accept. Challenge your comfort zone today. Discover your hidden strength. You are capable of more than you realize. Every small act of courage compounds into a life of achievement, confidence, and fulfillment. Step forward and prove it to yourself.
Chapter 3. Focus on what excites you and sparks real action. There is something incredibly powerful about doing what genuinely excites you. When your mind is drawn to an idea, a goal, or a task that lights a fire inside, you move differently. Energy flows more easily. Decisions become sharper. Momentum builds naturally. Too many people chase what they think they should do or what looks safe. They follow expectations, routines, or the paths others have laid before them. Life feels heavy and forced. The difference between merely existing and truly living is the pursuit of what excites you. When you find it, the world responds to your energy. Every action you take becomes more effective, every challenge feels lighter, and every opportunity becomes more visible. Excitement is not just fun or pleasure. It is a signal from your mind and body about where your strengths and passions meet. When you feel that pull, pay attention. That pull is telling you that something matters to you deeply. Most people ignore it, thinking excitement is a distraction or frivolous. The truth is that it is a compass. When you focus on what excites you, your natural abilities come alive. Your brain releases energy chemicals that make you more alert, creative, and motivated. The body supports the mind, and action flows with less friction. That synergy is what turns ideas into results. Clarity is essential. Take time to notice what genuinely excites you, rather than what others say you should pursue. Observe the tasks or projects that make your heart beat faster. Notice the moments when you lose track of time because you are fully engaged. That feeling is rare but critical. It is the signal that your mind, body, and spirit are aligned. Focusing on these moments allows you to identify what is worth your attention. Life is full of distractions, but excitement is selective. It points you toward your potential, showing you where your real effort will produce real results. Taking action is the next step. Excitement alone is not enough if it does not lead to tangible work. You have to act while the feeling is fresh. Energy fades if it sits idle. Many people wait for perfect conditions, more time or more certainty. That waiting is costly. Action transforms potential into reality. When you start moving on what excites you, you enter a state of flow. Challenges feel manageable. Ideas become tangible. Progress is visible. Each step builds more energy, and that energy fuels further action. The key is to begin before hesitation takes hold. Focus requires discipline. Even when excitement is present, distractions compete for your attention. Notifications, obligations, and competing priorities can pull you away from the work that matters. Protect your focus as if it were a precious resource, because it is. Create a space where you can engage fully, without interruptions. Set aside time blocks dedicated to what excites you most. Let other tasks wait. Your impact grows when your energy is concentrated on what inspires you, not diluted across low-value activities. The more attention you give to what excites you, the faster results appear. Curiosity plays a powerful role. Ask yourself why certain tasks make you feel alive. What is it about them that engages you? Is it problem-solving, creativity, learning, or connection? Understanding the source of excitement helps you amplify it. Once you know what drives you, you can seek opportunities that align with that energy consistently. Passion without understanding can be scattered, but passion guided by insight produces focused action. Your brain becomes an ally, seeking ways to maximize the impact of what you love to do. Energy management matters. Excitement produces momentum, but it also consumes fuel. Sleep, nutrition, movement, and mental clarity are all essential to sustain action. When your energy is high, focusing on what excites you is easier, and your creativity flows naturally. When energy is depleted, even the most inspiring task can feel impossible. Caring for yourself is not indulgent, it is practical. You cannot operate at full potential if your body and mind are running on empty. Energy is the bridge between excitement and execution. Your environment influences focus and engagement. Surround yourself with spaces and people that reinforce your energy. A cluttered, chaotic environment saps enthusiasm. Negative or distracted people can drain motivation. Choose surroundings that enhance your focus and reflect your goals. Small changes, lighting, organization, music, or the presence of supportive people can dramatically increase your ability to act on what excites you. Environment shapes action just as much as mindset. When the space supports you, action flows more freely. Resistance is inevitable. Even when you are drawn to a task, self-doubt and hesitation arise. Your mind often questions your worth, ability, or chance of success. That resistance is natural. It signals that you are stepping into meaningful action. Every time you push through doubt, your confidence grows. Each challenge you overcome strengthens your belief in your abilities. Action and excitement together create resilience. You learn to trust yourself, your choices, and your capacity to grow. Momentum builds with every step forward. Long-term focus requires prioritization. Excitement is powerful, but not every exciting idea produces meaningful results. Learn to evaluate which tasks will create the most impact. Ask yourself, which action aligns with my goals and has lasting value? Focus energy on high-impact activities rather than chasing fleeting thrills. When you combine excitement with strategic action, you create results that matter. The brain naturally rewards progress, so aligning passion with purpose produces both satisfaction and growth. Time awareness is critical. Excitement creates a sense of urgency that motivates immediate action. Use this momentum wisely. Break large tasks into smaller steps to maintain energy and focus. Plan your day so that the periods of highest energy coincide with your most important actions. Timing amplifies productivity. The combination of excitement, clarity, and intentional timing maximizes results. Procrastination weakens energy, but deliberate action turns excitement into accomplishment. Failure is a natural companion to action. Some tasks will not go as planned. Not every idea will succeed. Excitement does not guarantee smooth execution, but the process of acting on what excites you teaches invaluable lessons. You discover resilience, adaptability, and creativity. Every setback becomes data, not judgment. Growth comes from responding effectively to challenges, not avoiding them. The ability to act despite uncertainty is a skill developed only through experience. The mind grows stronger with each attempt, and confidence emerges from persistence. Celebrating progress fuels motivation. Acknowledge every step taken toward what excites you. Progress reinforces energy, builds self-esteem, and encourages further action. Many people overlook small wins, waiting for the ultimate achievement to validate effort. That approach drains energy and slows growth. Recognizing achievement along the way creates a cycle where excitement generates action, and action generates results. Motivation compounds when progress is visible. Collaboration can enhance excitement. When you work with others who share your energy, your focus and creativity expand. Conversation, feedback, and joint effort create synergy. You discover ideas, approaches, and insights you would not have found alone.
Collaboration is not about relying on others. It is about multiplying impact. Shared excitement generates momentum and builds networks of influence. Surrounding yourself with people who inspire you elevates both focus and action. Learning continuously strengthens engagement. Excitement often comes from curiosity and challenge. Feed that curiosity through books, courses, or experiences that deepen understanding. Knowledge enhances confidence and allows you to act more decisively. Each new insight fuels energy, and each application reinforces ability. Growth and excitement reinforce each other. Action informed by learning produces results that are sustainable, not fleeting. The pursuit of mastery amplifies engagement and keeps energy aligned with purpose. Visualization enhances focus. Picture yourself fully engaged in the tasks that excite you. Imagine completing them successfully and feeling the satisfaction that follows. Mental rehearsal prepares your mind for action. It clarifies priorities, sharpens focus, and reduces hesitation. Visualization is not fantasy, it is preparation. When the mind is ready, the body and actions follow more efficiently. This mental practice bridges desire with execution, making results more achievable. Decision-making improves when excitement guides action. Clarity about what energizes you allows faster, more confident choices. You reduce hesitation and second-guessing. Instead of waiting for perfect conditions, you act because the path forward feels compelling. Motivation comes from engagement, not obligation. Focused energy produces outcomes that are meaningful and fulfilling. The combination of excitement and intentionality transforms effort into achievement. Persistence is essential. Not every day will feel vibrant or energized. There will be obstacles, fatigue, and distraction. Focusing on what excites you requires commitment, especially when enthusiasm wanes. Persistence ensures that action continues despite temporary dips in energy. Long-term results are produced by repeated effort, not by occasional bursts of inspiration. By building consistency, excitement becomes a sustainable force rather than a fleeting emotion. Reflection deepens insight. Take time to consider which tasks truly energize you and why. Assess which activities produce results and which consume energy without reward. Adjust your focus accordingly. Reflection allows you to prioritize effectively, allocate resources wisely, and engage in meaningful action. Without reflection, excitement can scatter and energy can be wasted. Understanding your motivations amplifies both satisfaction and productivity. Emotional awareness strengthens focus. Notice how your feelings respond to different tasks. Some activities may feel superficially exciting, but leave you drained. Others may feel challenging, yet energizing. Understanding emotional responses helps you align actions with genuine sources of energy. When your actions match your authentic interests and strengths, engagement is effortless. You move with purpose, clarity, and confidence. Emotions become a guide, not a distraction. Finally, taking control of your attention is critical. The world constantly competes for focus. Social media, noise, and obligations pull energy away from what truly matters. Protect your attention. Focus on the actions that ignite excitement and produce results. Attention is a currency. Spending it wisely multiplies outcomes. The more deliberate you are in choosing where to direct energy, the faster your goals are achieved. Focusing on what excites you creates a life of clarity, purpose, and action. It generates momentum, resilience, and confidence. It transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results. Each step toward engaging work uncovers hidden strengths, sharpens skills, and strengthens resolve. Life becomes energized, meaningful, and fulfilling. Energy flows where focus goes. By prioritizing what inspires, you harness the most powerful forces inside yourself. This is the pathway to achievement, growth, and satisfaction. Commit to it today. Identify what excites you. Take deliberate steps. Protect your energy. Engage fully. Learn deeply. Act courageously. Reflect wisely. Persist consistently. Celebrate progress. Surround yourself with support. Focus your attention. Each day of intentional engagement compounds into a life that reflects your true potential. Excitement is not a distraction. It is a signal. Act on it, and real transformation follows.
Chapter 4. Train your mind to ignore doubt and stay strong. Doubt is one of the most powerful forces in life. It creeps in quietly, often unnoticed, whispering that you cannot, that you will fail, or that your effort is useless. It targets your confidence, saps energy, and clouds judgment. Almost everyone experiences doubt at some point. It is part of being human. The difference between those who succeed and those who remain stuck is how they respond to that doubt. Training your mind to rise above it is not easy, but it is necessary. Strength begins in the mind. Every action, decision, and habit is filtered through your mental state. If your mind allows doubt to dominate, progress slows, energy drains, and opportunities slip by unnoticed. The first step to training your mind is awareness. Notice the moments when doubt arises. Recognize the thoughts that question your abilities or outcomes. Many people ignore these thoughts, thinking that avoiding them will make them go away. They don't. Doubt grows in silence. Acknowledging its presence is the first act of control. When you identify doubt, you remove its power to operate in the shadows. Observation alone weakens its grip. Next is the practice of questioning doubt. Ask yourself if the doubts are based on facts or assumptions. Are you predicting failure without evidence? Are you comparing yourself unfairly to others? Often, doubt is built on imagined outcomes rather than reality. Training your mind requires separating emotion from evidence. Challenge every negative thought with reason. Replace assumptions with action-based proof. Your mind cannot sustain strength if it constantly accepts doubt as truth. Strength is built by testing belief against reality. Action is critical. Doubt loses power when confronted directly. Procrastination and hesitation fuel doubt, but deliberate movement weakens it. Take a step forward, even a small one, to test your abilities. Each time you act in spite of uncertainty, you create proof that you are capable. Your mind begins to trust itself, and self-assurance grows. Momentum compounds courage, and fear loses its dominance. Training the mind is not about eliminating doubt entirely. It is about refusing to let doubt dictate action. Consistency matters. Mental strength is built through repeated practice. One instance of pushing past uncertainty is valuable, but the repetition of that practice ingrains resilience. Train daily. Confront challenges repeatedly. Strength becomes habitual, and hesitation becomes temporary. Every time you choose action over fear, neural pathways strengthen, making confidence your default response. The mind grows stronger when tested consistently. Doubt diminishes when it no longer defines the rhythm of your days. Self-talk shapes your inner dialogue. The language you use in your mind directly affects how doubt manifests. Replace phrases like "I can't handle this" with statements like "I will do what I can" and adjust along the way. Shift from judgment to curiosity. Encourage yourself rather than criticize. The human mind responds to words, and internal encouragement strengthens resolve. Doubt fades when your own voice supports rather than sabotages you. Visualizing success reinforces mental strength. Spend time imagining yourself navigating difficult situations confidently. Picture yourself making decisions with clarity and resolving challenges effectively. Mental rehearsal prepares the brain for action. It reduces hesitation, sharpens focus, and strengthens belief in your abilities. Visualization is not daydreaming. It is strategic preparation. The brain cannot distinguish between repeated mental practice and real experience, so imagining success primes your mind to act decisively when needed. Set clear priorities to focus energy. Doubt often grows when your attention is scattered across too many tasks. When you know what is important and dedicate energy to high-impact actions, your mind has fewer opportunities to question itself. Structure reduces uncertainty and provides clarity. When priorities are clear, your confidence in execution increases naturally. Mental strength is not just about resisting doubt, it is about creating conditions that make doubt less relevant. Reflection builds resilience. After facing challenges, take time to analyze what worked and what didn't. Assess your decisions and actions without judgment. Understanding your performance allows you to improve and strengthens belief in your abilities. Reflection converts experience into insight, and insight converts doubt into knowledge. Each lesson learned reinforces your mental framework and provides proof that you can navigate future challenges effectively. Emotions play a critical role. Doubt often feels heavier because it triggers fear, anxiety, or frustration. Train yourself to observe these feelings without becoming controlled by them. Notice physical sensations, acknowledge emotional responses, and then return attention to action. Emotional awareness prevents doubt from escalating and allows rational thinking to guide decisions. Strength is the ability to act effectively, even when emotions fluctuate. The mind learns resilience by operating under pressure. Challenge your assumptions regularly. Doubt thrives on repeated beliefs that may not be accurate. Question past failures, self-imposed limits, or perceived weaknesses. Many people carry outdated ideas about what they can or cannot do. Testing these assumptions exposes them as exaggerations or misinterpretations. By doing so, you prove to yourself that limitations are often imagined rather than real. Every challenge to a false belief builds mental endurance and reduces susceptibility to doubt. Environment shapes thought patterns. Surround yourself with people, media, and spaces that reinforce confidence. Negative influences, constant criticism, or chaotic surroundings magnify doubt. Positive environments strengthen focus, reinforce capability, and reduce the internal noise that supports uncertainty. Mental strength is easier to maintain when your environment aligns with your goals and encourages consistent action. Your surroundings either feed doubt or fuel determination. Choose wisely. Small victories accumulate. Start by acting on manageable tasks that stretch your abilities slightly. Success in small areas reinforces belief in yourself and provides evidence to counter doubt. These incremental wins build momentum and develop the mental habit of competence. Confidence compounds over time. When the mind repeatedly experiences success, it begins to operate from assurance rather than hesitation. Strength grows gradually, rooted in repeated proof of capability. Accountability amplifies effort. Share your goals and progress with someone who supports growth. Knowing that another person is aware of your intentions increases commitment and reduces the opportunity for doubt to derail you. Accountability is a form of external reinforcement for internal strength. It encourages consistency, action, and focus. The mind responds to accountability by taking itself more seriously and following through on intentions. Mindful attention strengthens focus. Doubt often emerges when attention wanders to worst-case scenarios or imagined failures. Practice directing your awareness to the present task, observing distractions, without giving them power. Mindfulness trains the brain to remain centered and prevents the escalation of fear. Mental strength is cultivated by sustained attention. Even when uncertainty tempts you to look away, focus acts as a shield against the influence of doubt.
Self-compassion is necessary. When doubt arises, avoid self-criticism. Recognize that uncertainty is a natural part of growth. Respond to yourself with patience and encouragement. Harsh judgment reinforces hesitation and magnifies fear. Compassion strengthens resilience, allowing the mind to recover quickly from setbacks and continue acting decisively. Strength is not rigidity, it is persistent action, guided by understanding. Preparation strengthens confidence. Equip yourself with knowledge, skills, and plans to address challenges. Doubt weakens when your mind recognizes readiness. Preparation is a foundation upon which mental courage rests. It reduces uncertainty, clarifies options, and provides the confidence to act under pressure. While preparation does not eliminate all risk, it shifts the balance toward assurance. Each step taken with readiness reinforces the belief that challenges can be met. Perspective shifts the impact of doubt. Consider what failure or difficulty will mean in the broader scope of life. Most worries are temporary and solvable. Viewing challenges from a wider lens reduces fear and strengthens resolve. Mental strength emerges from the understanding that obstacles are opportunities to learn and adapt, not permanent barriers. Doubt diminishes when it is seen for what it is: temporary, manageable, and often exaggerated. Consistency produces mastery. Mental resilience is not a single act, but a daily practice. Repeatedly choosing action over hesitation, clarity over uncertainty, and preparation over fear ingrains confidence. The mind becomes conditioned to expect competence and capability. This repetition reduces the power of doubt and makes strength habitual. Habitual strength sustains action, even under pressure or distraction. The daily practice of overcoming doubt compounds over weeks, months, and years, creating a foundation for sustained achievement. Gratitude reinforces mental balance. Focus on what is already working and the progress you have made. Doubt often grows when attention is placed solely on deficiencies or imagined failures. Gratitude redirects the mind toward evidence of capability, reinforcing belief in your skills and effort. Appreciation for small successes energizes action and builds confidence. Gratitude acts as a mental buffer against the corrosive effects of doubt. Decision-making strengthens the mind. Every choice to act despite uncertainty trains resilience. Avoiding decisions allows doubt to grow. Each intentional decision reinforces capability and reduces hesitation. The mind learns that action is safe, valuable, and effective. Strength is built by repeatedly moving forward even when the path is unclear. Decision-making is a muscle that grows stronger with each use, and doubt loses its influence through habitual engagement. Physical habits influence mental strength. Exercise, nutrition, and sleep affect clarity, focus, and emotional stability. The body supports the mind. When you care for your physical self, doubt has less power to disrupt thought processes. Energy, endurance, and mental sharpness are directly connected to how you maintain your body. Strength in action is amplified when supported by vitality and well-being. Success builds confidence, but effort also builds it. Doubt is diminished when the mind experiences repeated effort and sees results. Action produces proof. Persistence creates trust in oneself. The mind strengthens when evidence accumulates that challenges can be met, tasks can be completed, and obstacles can be overcome. Strength grows from doing, not from wishing, hoping, or waiting. Every deliberate effort reinforces mental resilience and reduces the sway of uncertainty. The mind is a garden. What you nurture will grow. If you feed doubt, it expands. If you feed strength, resilience, and evidence of capability, it flourishes. Training your mind is about intentional cultivation. Consistent attention, deliberate action, and purposeful thought create a mental landscape where doubt is managed and controlled. The stronger the mental foundation, the easier it becomes to face challenges without hesitation. Ultimately, Training your mind to ignore doubt is an act of ownership. It is claiming authority over your thoughts, actions, and life. Strength is developed, reinforced, and solidified through repeated effort, reflection, and self-guidance. Every challenge faced, every decision made, and every action taken, without succumbing to fear, strengthens the architecture of your mind. Mental strength is not innate. It is built, practiced, and sustained. It is the key to consistent achievement, confidence, and freedom. Doubt is temporary. Strength is enduring. Every time you choose action over hesitation, persistence over fear, and clarity over uncertainty, you reinforce the mind's capacity to overcome. The mental habits you cultivate today will define your ability to achieve tomorrow. Train the mind relentlessly. Ignore the whispers of doubt. Act decisively. Each step taken in mental courage compounds into a life of confidence, resilience, and unstoppable progress.
Chapter 5. Decide on your priorities and refuse to waste time. Time is the one resource that cannot be replaced, recovered, or extended. Once a moment passes, it is gone forever. Most people underestimate this truth, filling their days with distractions, unnecessary tasks, and activities that do not move them toward what truly matters. The way to change your life is to take control of your priorities. Every decision you make about where to focus your energy either builds your future or steals from it. Choosing what matters most is not optional. It is essential for growth, success, and fulfillment. Time wasted is potential lost, and potential is the foundation for achievement. The first step is clarity. You cannot manage your time effectively if you do not know what is most important. Identify the few activities, tasks, and goals that will create the biggest impact in your life. Not everything deserves your attention. Not every task moves you forward. Most people spend their energy responding to small urgencies while ignoring the critical actions that produce lasting results. Decide what truly matters and give it your full focus. Priorities are not about doing more, they are about doing what makes the most difference. Boundaries protect priorities. Once you know what is important, you must refuse to let anything else take its place. Many people are generous with their time for others, but stingy with their own growth. They answer every message, attend every meeting, and react to every request, while neglecting their highest value tasks. Saying no is not selfish, it is strategic. Every no to a low-value activity is a yes to progress, growth, and personal responsibility. Protecting your time is a direct investment in your life's outcomes. Plan your day around your priorities. Schedule your most important tasks first, when your energy and focus are highest. Don't let less critical work fill the morning because it feels easier or more convenient. The order in which you tackle tasks affects both efficiency and results. Completing high-value actions early sets the tone for the rest of the day. Momentum is created when the first hours are dominated by meaningful work. Avoid the trap of reacting to what seems urgent instead of acting on what is essential. Decisiveness strengthens focus. Indecision is one of the greatest thieves of time. When you hesitate, doubt, or second-guess, moments slip away. Make clear choices about what deserves attention and act immediately. The ability to decide quickly and accurately increases productivity and reduces mental clutter. Each decision creates a pathway forward. Every delay allows distractions and less important tasks to take root. Train your mind to recognize value and act on it without hesitation. Action paired with clarity is the antidote to wasted time. Energy management aligns with priorities. Focus requires sustained energy, and wasted time often comes from attempting to do too much with too little vitality. Care for your body, mind, and environment so that you can dedicate full strength to what truly matters. Allocate your peak hours to the most challenging and meaningful work. Use less demanding periods for maintenance tasks or preparation. Ignoring your energy levels leads to ineffective action and poor results. Time is always limited, but energy management ensures your focus is maximized when it counts. Distractions are constant. Social media, email, meetings, and interruptions all compete for attention. Each interruption chips away at the time available for priority actions. Recognize these intrusions and manage them intentionally. Turn off notifications, set boundaries with others, and designate focused blocks of time. Control your environment to reduce temptation. Every moment redirected toward low-value activities diminishes potential. Protect your focus fiercely. It is the vehicle through which priorities turn into results. Reflection improves prioritization. At the end of each day, review how time was spent. Identify tasks that added value and those that did not. Evaluate whether your efforts aligned with your long-term goals. Most people drift through days without insight, allowing habits and urgencies to dictate actions. Reflection creates awareness, allowing adjustments that increase effectiveness. Small improvements in focus compound over weeks and months into dramatic shifts in productivity and achievement. Discipline is the bridge between knowing your priorities and executing them. Awareness alone does not produce results. You must consistently act in alignment with your decision. Each time you resist distraction and focus on high-value tasks, your ability to stay disciplined strengthens. Momentum grows when action is repeated. Discipline builds confidence, and confidence reduces hesitation. Training your mind to honor priorities transforms intention into outcomes. Avoid multitasking. Many people believe they can handle multiple priorities simultaneously, but splitting attention reduces quality, speed, and energy. Focusing fully on one high-value task produces better results in less time. Concentration magnifies effectiveness. Each task deserves full mental engagement. Completing one priority at a time ensures both efficiency and impact. Multitasking scatters attention, diminishes results, and creates stress. Single-minded focus allows you to move faster and achieve more with the time available. Goals guide priorities. Without a clear vision of what you want to achieve, deciding what deserves your attention becomes guesswork. Identify your long-term objectives and break them into actionable steps. Allocate your time according to the significance of each task relative to your goal. Every day should be designed to move you closer to the life you desire. Tasks that do not contribute to this vision are distractions, and every distraction erodes potential. Purposeful action aligns energy with results. Urgency must be balanced with importance. Many people confuse busyness with productivity. They fill their days with tasks that demand immediate attention, but do not produce meaningful outcomes. Focus on what will create long-term impact rather than temporary appearances of activity. Productivity is measured by progress, not volume. Allocating time to important but non-urgent tasks ensures growth and achievement. Avoid the trap of endless motion without direction. Accountability increases commitment. Share your priorities with a trusted mentor, colleague, or friend. Reporting progress to someone else strengthens focus and reduces wasted effort. Accountability provides external reinforcement for internal decisions. When someone else is aware of your goals, hesitation decreases and discipline is reinforced. The combination of personal clarity and external accountability accelerates achievement. Time estimation improves effectiveness. Many people underestimate how long tasks will take, leading to overcommitment and distraction. Accurately estimate the duration of priority actions and allocate sufficient time. Avoid cramming or splitting attention unnecessarily. Knowing how long tasks require
allows better planning and reduces wasted energy. Precision in scheduling enhances confidence and ensures that high-value work receives the attention it deserves. Technology should serve priorities, not dominate them. Tools, apps, and notifications can either enhance focus or fragment attention. Use technology intentionally to support goals. Disable features that interrupt workflow. Automate repetitive tasks when possible. Each tool should be evaluated for its contribution to your most important work. When technology aligns with priorities, time is amplified. When it distracts, it diminishes potential. Control devices rather than letting them control you. Momentum accelerates progress. Completing one high-priority task fuels motivation for the next. Small achievements create confidence, reinforce habits, and increase energy for subsequent actions. Every focused effort compounds. Momentum is fragile. Interruptions and indecision disrupt it. Protect periods of high engagement and ensure that your actions build upon each other. Momentum transforms focused effort into tangible results rapidly. Delegation is strategic. Not everything requires your attention. Identify tasks that can be handled effectively by others and delegate them. Delegation frees time for high-impact priorities and builds trust and capability in those around you. Avoid the trap of micromanaging or attempting to do everything personally. Priorities demand your focus, and strategic delegation maximizes both productivity and outcomes. Learning to say no is a skill. Each time you refuse low-value requests, you reclaim time for what matters most. Saying no is not rejection, it is affirmation of your focus and goal. People often overcommit out of fear, obligation, or the desire to please. Every unnecessary yes reduces capacity, energy, and clarity. Prioritization requires courage, clarity, and consistency. Every refusal to waste time reinforces your ability to honor your decisions. Focus creates quality. When attention is devoted to meaningful work, results are superior. Time alone does not produce success. Intentional and concentrated effort does. Quality output strengthens reputation, builds opportunity, and reinforces confidence. Concentrated focus enhances skill, creativity, and efficiency. Scattered effort diminishes all three. Excellence is cultivated through attention and prioritization. Energy cycles matter. Recognize when your focus naturally wanes and adjust tasks accordingly. Schedule high-priority work during peak mental and physical energy periods. Low-value or maintenance tasks are best handled during lower energy times. Aligning effort with energy maximizes effectiveness and prevents wasted effort. Your mind and body are partners in productivity. Working against natural cycles invites inefficiency and frustration. Reflection reinforces learning. Regularly evaluate how time was spent relative to priorities. Identify wasted periods and implement strategies to reclaim them. Awareness and adjustment strengthen effectiveness. Each iteration improves your ability to focus, act decisively, and avoid distraction. Reflection is not judgment. It is a tool for continuous improvement. Consistent evaluation ensures that your decisions align with long-term goals and values. Time is finite, but focus is limitless. Every moment devoted to what matters multiplies results, builds skill, and strengthens confidence. Refusing to waste time is a commitment to your future. Life rewards those who allocate energy to what produces value and ignore what does not. Each day of intentional action compounds into a life of accomplishment, purpose, and fulfillment. Time wasted cannot be recovered, but disciplined focus builds a legacy. Prioritization transforms potential into results. Every decision about where to spend energy either builds or erodes opportunity. Deliberate focus, protected attention, strategic delegation, disciplined reflection, and decisive action convert moments into achievements. High-value tasks create momentum, and momentum compounds over time. The life you want is not created by chance, it is created by choice. Decide what matters, refuse distractions, and act with clarity and purpose. Take ownership today. Identify priorities clearly, protect time aggressively. Refuse tasks that do not matter. Execute deliberately, reflect consistently. Adjust continuously, commit fully. Each moment focused on what matters most propels life forward. Time wasted is opportunity lost, but every intentional action strengthens progress. Priorities guide energy, create results, and define your future. The ability to decide and refuse to waste time is the cornerstone of achievement, confidence, and a life lived intentionally.
Chapter 6. Track your daily choices and notice small wins happen. Life is shaped by the choices you make every single day. Few people recognize how much power resides in the small decisions they take consistently. Most think success comes from a single breakthrough, a lucky opportunity, or a dramatic change. In reality, life transforms quietly through repeated, deliberate choices. Every morning presents hundreds of opportunities to decide, and each one either moves you toward your goals or pulls you away. The difference between extraordinary lives and ordinary ones is the awareness of daily decisions and the habit of tracking them. Small wins compound over time, and they start with paying attention. The first step is observation. Notice what you do, how you respond, and where your energy goes. Most people move through the day on autopilot, reacting to circumstances instead of directing them. They wake up, complete tasks mechanically, and wonder why progress is slow. The mind needs clarity, and the best way to achieve it is to record actions and choices. Writing down what you do is not about judgment, it is about creating awareness. Awareness is the foundation of control. Tracking choices brings patterns into focus. When you write down your decisions, you begin to see where effort produces results and where energy is wasted. Repetition reveals habits that are invisible without attention. You might discover that certain routines drain you, while others energize you. You may see that specific behaviors consistently lead to accomplishment, while others produce frustration. Patterns give insight into what works, what doesn't, and where adjustment is needed. Without tracking, you are blind to the factors shaping your life. Small wins matter more than most people realize. Many overlook minor achievements, thinking only monumental successes count. That is a mistake. Each choice that aligns with your values, each step toward a goal, and every moment of discipline is a victory. Recognition of these wins builds confidence, motivation, and momentum. Success is not a single moment. It is the accumulation of small victories executed consistently over time. Celebrating these wins reinforces positive behavior and strengthens self-belief. Discipline is strengthened by accountability. When you track your choices, you create a personal record that can be reviewed. This record is proof of effort, consistency, and progress. You cannot change what you do not observe. Tracking turns abstract intentions into concrete evidence. When you see patterns emerge in your actions, it becomes easier to correct mistakes, improve strategies, and focus energy where it counts. Accountability is not external, it starts with your commitment to track your own behavior. Decision-making improves through tracking. When you notice the outcomes of your actions, your mind becomes trained to evaluate choices before taking them. You learn which decisions produce results and which do not. Experience informs action. Small, deliberate experiments build insight. Over time, this habit sharpens intuition, allowing you to make better, faster, and more confident decisions. Tracking is both a mirror and a guide, showing you where to adjust and how to refine your approach. Momentum grows from visible progress. Small wins feed confidence, which encourages further action. When you record your choices and see results, the mind responds with energy and motivation. Progress, no matter how minor, signals capability. The brain thrives on proof, and seeing tangible evidence of achievement reinforces continued effort. Every small win acts as fuel for the next challenge. Momentum is built gradually, one tracked decision at a time, and it compounds faster than most people expect. Reflection is essential. At the end of each day, review your choices. Consider what went well, what could have been improved, and what was wasted. Honest reflection strengthens judgment, sharpens focus, and enhances effectiveness. Without this step, tracking is only a record, not a tool for growth. Reflection converts information into wisdom. Every time you evaluate your actions, you increase the likelihood of better decisions tomorrow. It is a continuous feedback loop, where small adjustments lead to significant long-term improvement. Energy allocation is guided by tracking. By observing how you spend your time and focus, you can identify tasks that consume energy without producing meaningful outcomes. This awareness allows you to redirect attention to high-impact activities. People often waste hours on low-value actions because they never examine the consequences of their choices. By tracking and reflecting, you understand where effort matters and where it doesn't. Energy becomes intentional rather than scattered. Focused energy accelerates results and reduces frustration. Tracking also strengthens resilience. Life is unpredictable, and not every choice produces the desired outcome. Recording decisions and outcomes allows you to separate effort from result. Not every action succeeds, but every deliberate choice provides information. Resilient people understand that effort is never wasted. Mistakes become lessons, not failures. Tracking builds a record of persistence, demonstrating that continued effort produces growth even when results are delayed. Mental resilience emerges when you see a history of consistent, purposeful action. Small habits create the foundation for success. Daily choices accumulate into patterns that define your character, capabilities, and outcomes. One focused action repeated consistently becomes a habit. Tracking ensures these habits are visible and reinforced. Most people fail because they underestimate the power of repeated, small actions. They wait for inspiration or a dramatic moment to change their lives. True transformation occurs quietly, one deliberate choice at a time. Each small win strengthens habit, and each habit produces measurable progress. Mindset shifts when you track progress. Recording small wins trains the mind to notice growth, creating a sense of control and accomplishment. When you see evidence of your own effort producing results, self-belief increases. Confidence is built not from promises or wishes, but from proof of action. Every tracked choice that produces a positive outcome reinforces the notion that you are capable of directing your life. The mind begins to expect success, making future action easier and more consistent. Tracking promotes clarity of intention. Every day, hundreds of decisions compete for attention. Without clarity, energy is fragmented and focus is lost. Recording choices highlights what is truly meaningful and what is not. You begin to allocate resources, time, energy, focus to what creates results. This process eliminates wasted effort and reinforces priorities. Clarity transforms overwhelming days into structured, purposeful action. Every choice is evaluated for impact rather than whim, producing efficiency and growth. Self-motivation is reinforced by small wins. Motivation is often treated as a fleeting emotion, but when tracked consistently, it becomes self-sustaining. Evidence of progress creates intrinsic drive. Each minor success triggers confidence, curiosity, and desire for further improvement. Motivation is no longer dependent on external circumstances, but grows naturally from repeated, deliberate action. The habit of noticing wins changes the relationship with effort. Action generates energy, energy produces more action, and progress compounds over time. Accountability with self builds integrity.
When you track choices honestly, you hold yourself responsible for your actions. There is no excuse to ignore progress, rationalize failure, or delay effort. Integrity strengthens self-respect and reinforces the habit of consistent action. People who track decisions learn to honor commitments to themselves before relying on external validation. Daily accountability nurtures discipline, focus, and reliability, qualities that are fundamental to lasting achievement. Visualization enhances tracking. At the beginning of each day, picture how you want it to unfold, identify key actions, and predict possible outcomes. Visualizing decisions makes it easier to notice results and small wins when they happen. It strengthens alignment between intention and action. The brain responds to repeated mental rehearsal, making deliberate action more natural. Tracking then becomes confirmation of alignment between planned intention and executed behavior. This cycle reinforces effectiveness and focus. Celebration reinforces behavior. Recognizing small achievements creates positive feedback. The mind craves acknowledgement, and giving it reward for effort strengthens patterns of consistent action. Celebration does not need to be extravagant. Simple recognition is enough to motivate continuation. Each small win, when noticed and appreciated, reinforces the habit of deliberate, purposeful choices. Motivation is compounded by acknowledgement, leading to more consistent engagement and higher levels of performance. Patterns of choice predict results. By tracking decisions over time, you learn which behaviors consistently produce outcomes. Insight into these patterns allows refinement of strategies, elimination of wasteful effort, and enhancement of efficiency. You start acting with intention rather than reaction. Choices become deliberate, focused, and aligned with goals. The mind thrives on predictability of effort, leading to result. Awareness of patterns removes uncertainty and strengthens confidence in decision-making. Decision-making becomes more confident. The more choices you track and reflect on, the faster your judgment improves. You recognize actions that produce value and those that don't. This clarity allows quick, decisive action in the future. Indecision fades, and hesitation diminishes. Tracking converts experience into wisdom, creating a self-reinforcing cycle of informed action, confidence, and growth. Time management is strengthened. Each choice consumes time, and tracking provides insight into how it is allocated. You notice inefficiencies, distractions, and areas of wasted effort. This knowledge allows realignment toward high-impact priorities. Time becomes a strategic tool rather than a passive resource. Awareness, combined with deliberate adjustment, ensures each day is spent moving closer to meaningful objectives. Tracking reduces regret. At the end of days, weeks, and months, people often reflect on what they did not accomplish. By noting daily choices and small wins, you maintain a record of effort. Regret is minimized because there is evidence of consistent action, growth, and focus. Even when outcomes are not perfect, the record shows you acted with intention. This practice builds confidence and reduces anxiety about missed opportunities. Every choice matters. Life is not determined by a single monumental decision, but by the accumulation of small, consistent actions. Tracking these choices ensures awareness, intentionality, and alignment with long-term goals. The act of recording decisions teaches discipline, enhances focus, and strengthens motivation. Each small win compounds over time, creating momentum, resilience, and measurable progress. Success is not accidental. It is the visible result of deliberate choices executed daily. When you track choices, you take control of life. You stop drifting through the day and start steering it. Every small win adds proof that you are capable of progress. Every decision becomes meaningful. Every habit reinforced leads to strength. The brain learns to recognize cause and effect. Confidence grows, energy expands, and momentum accelerates. Small wins are the building blocks of extraordinary achievement, and the only way to capture them is by observing, recording, and acting with deliberate awareness.
Chapter 7. Take risks that scare you to grow faster now. Growth does not come from comfort. Most people spend their lives avoiding discomfort, choosing paths that feel safe, predictable and familiar. They tell themselves that stability is wisdom and caution is protection. But life has a way of rewarding courage and testing stagnation. Real progress emerges when you step beyond what feels comfortable and confront what intimidates you. Fear is a signal, not a stop sign. It points to areas where potential exists and where growth is waiting. The mind and body resist risk because they protect what is known. That resistance is natural. Strength, confidence, and capability, however, are built by moving toward what scares you instead of running away. The first step is awareness. Identify what feels uncomfortable yet exciting. Notice the situations that make your heart beat faster, your palms sweat, or your mind hesitate. That sensation is not weakness, it is opportunity. People often avoid these moments because they focus on potential failure instead of potential learning. They underestimate the power of experience. Courage begins with recognition. When you see a challenge and acknowledge the fear it brings, you gain control over how you respond. Fear is a compass pointing toward areas of highest potential impact. Preparation reduces unnecessary risk while maintaining challenge. Taking risks does not mean recklessness. It means deliberate action despite uncertainty. Study, plan, and gather resources to improve the likelihood of success. The more prepared you are, the more confident you feel in taking action. Preparation sharpens judgment, clarifies priorities, and provides a foundation from which courage can operate. Most hesitation arises from perceived unpreparedness rather than actual inability. Strategic risk combines bravery with knowledge, creating conditions for growth rather than chaos. Action is the antidote to fear. Fear thrives in inaction. The longer you wait, the larger it becomes in your mind. The body reacts as if the imagined threat is real, building tension and doubt. Moving forward dissipates the illusion. Every step taken in the direction of fear reduces its power. Momentum is created through execution, and confidence builds with each successful attempt. Courage is not the absence of fear, it is taking action in spite of it. The mind learns strength when behavior overcomes hesitation consistently. Incremental risk builds capacity. Start with smaller challenges that stretch your abilities without overwhelming them. Each minor act of bravery strengthens confidence, prepares you for larger risks, and demonstrates capability to yourself. Many people attempt to leap into enormous challenges without practice, and are discouraged by early setbacks. Building a foundation of smaller risks creates resilience, teaches adaptability, and fosters skill. Growth compounds when small wins lead to bigger opportunities. Fear diminishes when experience proves competence. Awareness of outcomes enhances learning. Every risk, whether successful or not, carries information. Most people focus only on results, judging themselves by outcomes rather than lessons learned. Mistakes are not failures, they are data. They reveal gaps, highlight opportunities for improvement, and provide insight into decision-making. The more you learn from each experience, the less intimidating the next risk becomes. Growth accelerates when risks are evaluated thoughtfully, and knowledge replaces uncertainty. Comfort is deceptive. Safe routines and familiar tasks provide a sense of control but do not produce significant transformation. The mind craves challenge because it thrives on problem-solving and discovery. Avoiding discomfort limits potential and delays achievement. Real progress occurs when you intentionally engage with situations that push boundaries. Fear signals the areas where growth is possible. Courage is the bridge between potential and accomplishment. Moving toward discomfort with strategy and persistence is how extraordinary results are achieved. Decision-making strengthens under pressure. When faced with a risky situation, Hesitation is natural. The ability to evaluate quickly, weigh consequences, and act decisively grows with practice. Each act of calculated courage enhances judgment, sharpens focus, and increases confidence. People who consistently avoid risk lack opportunities to test their decision-making under stress. The more you challenge yourself, the more adept you become at assessing situations accurately and acting efficiently. Strength of mind is built through repeated exposure to uncertainty. The mind adapts through exposure. Each time you confront fear, your tolerance for uncertainty grows. Nervousness decreases, confidence rises, and risk becomes less paralyzing. Avoidance strengthens fear, engagement diminishes it. Courage is a learned skill, cultivated through practice. Repeatedly choosing action despite anxiety trains the brain to respond with focus and clarity, rather than hesitation and self-doubt. The nervous system learns to regulate stress, allowing performance under pressure to improve. Perspective reduces paralysis. Most fear is amplified by imagining the worst-case scenario. In reality, the worst outcomes are rarely permanent or catastrophic. Assess situations logically, consider potential consequences, and then act with the knowledge that challenges are survivable. Fear is rarely as powerful as it seems in the mind. Perspective allows you to reframe risk as opportunity rather than threat. Rational evaluation paired with courage turns anxiety into constructive energy. Growth becomes a series of manageable steps instead of an insurmountable challenge. Support reinforces courage. Surround yourself with people who encourage calculated risk and action. Negative influences amplify fear and hesitation. Positive companions provide insight, confidence, and accountability. They remind you of your capabilities and hold you responsible for following through. Collaboration does not dilute bravery, it enhances it. Courage thrives in an environment that balances challenge with support. Those who take risks with allies grow faster because guidance, feedback, and encouragement amplify learning and reduce isolation. Commitment intensifies impact. Half-hearted attempts at risk often lead to disappointment. Real growth requires full engagement. Commit to the action and embrace the uncertainty fully. Hesitation reduces energy and confidence. Commitment aligns mind and body with purpose. The moment you dedicate yourself completely to a risk, your actions become decisive, your focus sharp, and your resilience strong. Partial effort invites failure, but full engagement cultivates growth and mastery. Reflection strengthens future courage. After taking a risk, assess your performance honestly. Identify what worked, what could be improved, and what surprised you. Reflection converts experience into insight. It strengthens decision-making for the next challenge and builds self-awareness. People who act without evaluation repeat mistakes and fail to develop skill. Courage compounded with reflection produces consistent growth. Each experience, whether perceived as success or setback, becomes a building block for future strength. Persistence reinforces skill. Not every risk will succeed, and not every challenge will yield immediate reward. The ability to keep taking action in spite of uncertainty creates mastery over hesitation. Momentum builds as effort accumulates. Courage is strengthened by repeated exposure to fear and reinforced through success and learning from setbacks. Growth is rarely instantaneous. It is the product of continuous, deliberate engagement with challenge. Those who persist move faster, learn more, and achieve more than those who retreat. Curiosity fuels courage. Approach risk with the mindset of exploration. Ask what can be learned, discovered, or improved through action. Curiosity reframes fear as opportunity. It changes the mental narrative from avoidance to investigation. People who are genuinely curious about outcomes are less paralyzed by potential failure and more energized by the possibility. Curiosity turns anxiety into motivation and opens the mind to solutions that hesitation obscures. Emotional regulation is essential. Fear triggers stress responses that can interfere with performance.
Learn to recognize physiological reactions and manage them. Deep breathing, focus on immediate actions, and clear planning reduce the influence of anxiety. Emotional control allows the mind to think strategically instead of reacting impulsively. The stronger your ability to regulate emotions, the more effectively you can confront risk, adapt, and learn. Courage without control can lead to recklessness, while controlled bravery produces measurable growth. Preparation for contingency strengthens confidence. Acknowledge that not every risk will succeed. Plan for potential obstacles and develop strategies to respond. Anticipating challenges reduces uncertainty and provides a safety net that makes bold action less daunting. Confidence grows when the mind knows that alternatives exist, and that failure does not mean disaster. Strategic foresight makes courage more sustainable and reduces the paralysis that fear often creates. Incremental exposure reduces intimidation. Gradually confront challenges that stretch your limits. Begin with smaller risks and progressively tackle more significant ones. The cumulative effect builds confidence and competence. Fear diminishes as capability grows. Experience teaches the mind that uncertainty is manageable and often temporary. Each incremental risk serves as training, preparing you for larger challenges and accelerating personal growth. Visualization enhances readiness. Imagine facing challenging situations with confidence and skill. Mentally rehearse decisions, actions, and responses. Visualization primes the brain for actual performance, reduces hesitation, and clarifies priority. Mental practice strengthens focus and reinforces belief in your ability to navigate uncertainty successfully. Fear is less paralyzing when the mind has rehearsed action repeatedly. Preparation through visualization increases the likelihood of decisive, effective engagement in real situations. Reward reinforces behavior. Recognize courage and the results of taking risk, no matter the outcome. Celebrating effort, learning, and growth motivates continued action. The mind responds to acknowledgement and reinforcement. Rewarded action strengthens habits of bravery and reduces avoidance. Small celebrations of risk and growth compound motivation and sustain engagement. Recognition transforms fear into energy that drives further challenges rather than retreat. Perspective on failure reduces fear. Accept that setbacks are temporary and part of the learning process. Every risk carries lessons that no safe action can teach. Mistakes provide insight, refine strategy, and build resilience. Understanding that failure is feedback, not judgment, empowers the mind to continue acting in the face of fear. The perception of risk changes when it is viewed as an opportunity to learn rather than a threat to safety. Action and reflection form a feedback loop. Act with courage, observe results, reflect on lessons, and apply insights to the next challenge. This loop strengthens confidence, sharpens judgment, and accelerates growth. Courage becomes habitual when paired with reflection, and fear loses dominance as competence increases. Growth is no longer accidental. It is a deliberate process informed by evidence and experience. Risk-taking amplifies potential. Life rewards those willing to move beyond safety into the unknown. The mind expands, skills develop, opportunities multiply, and confidence strengthens. Those who embrace risk learn faster, adapt more efficiently, and achieve more than those who remain comfortable. Each action taken in the face of fear compounds into skill, resilience, and accomplishment. Courage is the multiplier of effort, and the willingness to act despite uncertainty is the accelerator of success. Ultimately, growth is inseparable from courage. Life unfolds in response to deliberate action, bold choices, and engagement with what intimidates. Fear is a guide showing where potential resides. Tracking experience, learning from outcomes, and repeating courageous action builds capacity and accelerates achievement. Every risk taken, every fear confronted, and every step into discomfort strengthens character, competence, and confidence. True progress comes when hesitation is replaced with action, and comfort is exchanged for growth. Courage is not optional. It is the essential force that transforms ordinary effort into extraordinary results.
Chapter 8. Question old habits and replace them with better ones. Habits define life more than circumstances ever will. Most people underestimate the power of daily routines, repeating patterns without realizing how much control they give away. These habits shape actions, choices, and ultimately outcomes. The truth is, success is built by small repeated behaviors, and failure often emerges from unconscious routines. Changing life does not require extraordinary efforts in one moment. It requires examining the practices that run your days and intentionally replacing them with superior ones. Questioning old habits is not about criticism or guilt. It is about awareness, growth, and taking control of your own life. The first step is observation. Start noticing what you do automatically. Pay attention to patterns that consume time, energy, and focus. Many habits operate in the background, unnoticed, until they produce consequences. Some routines drain motivation, reduce productivity, or limit opportunity. Others create small victories that compound over time. Awareness is the foundation of change. Without it, habits continue unconsciously, and life unfolds according to repetition rather than intention. Recognizing what you do is the first step to shaping what you want. Understanding the impact of habits is essential. Each behavior carries consequences, immediate or delayed. Some habits produce temporary comfort, but long-term cost. Others require effort now but deliver lasting results. Most people ignore this distinction, acting out of convenience or habit rather than deliberate choice. Evaluate the return on each habit in terms of energy, focus, productivity, and personal growth. Habits are the building blocks of life. Choosing which to keep and which to discard is the single most effective way to control outcomes. Start with one habit at a time. Attempting to change everything simultaneously overwhelms the mind and increases the chance of failure. Focus on the practices with the greatest impact first. Prioritize actions that influence your health, energy, mindset, and productivity. Small incremental changes compound over time, producing extraordinary results. Success is rarely sudden. It grows from repetition, discipline, and deliberate adjustment. Replacing one habit creates momentum, which makes the next adjustment easier. Replace, don't just remove. Simply stopping a habit without a replacement creates a vacuum that the mind often fills with old behaviors. Every habit satisfies a need, whether it is comfort, distraction, or reward. Identify healthier or more productive behaviors that fulfill the same purpose. Replace scrolling with focused learning. Replace overeating with mindful nutrition. Replace procrastination with structured action. The mind learns through patterns, so creating a substitute ensures that new routines stick and old ones fade naturally. Track progress meticulously. Habit change requires consistent observation. Note when behaviors occur, triggers and outcome. Recording choices makes unconscious actions conscious. The more aware you are of patterns, the faster you can intervene and adjust. Tracking also provides evidence of progress, which fuels motivation and reinforces commitment. Change without observation is unreliable. Success is built on deliberate attention, repeated execution, and feedback. Every small adjustment tracked reinforces momentum and self-belief. Understand triggers deeply. Every habit is initiated by a signal, a cue that triggers the behavior automatically. Some triggers are environmental, others emotional. Identify these cues carefully. Awareness of triggers allows you to intervene before the behavior occurs. Once a pattern is recognized, deliberate action can redirect energy toward a superior habit. Controlling triggers is more effective than relying on willpower alone. Habits are not broken, they are redirected. The mind responds predictably when cues are paired with intentional action. Mindset drives habit change. People often fail because they focus on restriction rather than possibility. Avoid thinking in terms of what you cannot do. Focus instead on the behaviors that create energy, focus, and results. The mind learns faster when motivated by potential rather than fear. Replacing habits requires belief in the value of the new behavior. The brain reinforces repeated practice that produces measurable benefit. Motivation grows naturally when the new habit is clearly connected to improved life outcomes. Environment supports success. Habits are influenced by surroundings more than most people realize. Arrange spaces, schedules, and resources to make superior behaviors easier and old patterns harder. Remove distractions, place cues for positive actions where they are visible, and limit access to triggers for unwanted habits. Environment is a silent partner in habit formation. When surroundings align with intention, behavior change is less a matter of effort and more a matter of design. Consistency is key. Occasional adherence is not enough to create lasting change. Habits are built through repetition, reinforcement, and persistence. The mind and body learn patterns over time, and strength emerges through repetition, not temporary effort. Each time you choose the superior behavior, neural pathways strengthen. Every repetition reduces friction, making action more automatic and natural. Transformation is gradual, but consistent effort compounds into profound change. Reward progress strategically. Habits form and reinforce when effort produces acknowledgement or satisfaction. Create systems that celebrate small wins along the way. Recognition, whether internal or external, reinforces repetition and motivates continued effort. Small victories build confidence, sustain momentum, and make the process enjoyable. Every step toward replacing an old habit is proof of capability. Reward strengthens the mind's association between effort and outcome, ensuring that new behaviors endure. Challenge assumptions behind old habits. Many routines are unexamined, adopted from environment, family, or society. Question why you continue them. Ask whether they produce results aligned with your goals. Evaluate whether they serve comfort, convenience, or fear. Most habits persist because they are familiar, not because they are effective. Awareness of intention allows deliberate redirection. Changing life begins with challenging long-held patterns that limit potential and replacing them with strategies that foster growth. Patience accelerates success. Habit change does not occur instantly. The mind resists abrupt shifts, and behavior requires time to adapt. Expect friction, lapses, and temporary discomfort. Each repetition builds strength, and perseverance ensures continuity. Avoid discouragement from occasional setbacks. Persistence compounds faster than speed. Transformation is measured over months, not hours, and the cumulative effect of daily choices produces lasting results. Patience is the companion of discipline and strategy. Focus on leverage habits. Identify routines that affect multiple areas of life simultaneously. Exercise improves energy, clarity, and confidence. Reading enhances knowledge, creativity, and focus. High-impact habits multiply benefits across domains. Replacing low-value behaviors with habits that produce leverage accelerates progress dramatically. Strategic selection of habits maximizes time, energy, and growth. Effort is multiplied when it is directed toward behaviors with compounded benefit. Awareness of emotion strengthens habit replacement. Many routines are emotionally driven. Stress, boredom, fear, or reward often trigger automatic behavior. Recognize emotional cues and respond intentionally. When the mind notices emotion without surrendering to it, old patterns lose control. Conscious choice replaces reactive behavior. Emotional regulation is critical for sustained habit change.
The stronger the ability to respond intentionally to feelings, the more resilient new behaviors become. Accountability ensures adherence. Share intentions with someone who supports growth. Report progress, discuss challenges, and celebrate small wins. Accountability externalizes commitment and reduces the chance of relapse. Habits are easier to sustain when someone else observes effort and holds you responsible. Social reinforcement magnifies motivation and ensures that progress is recognized and reinforced. Collaboration accelerates change and strengthens confidence. Experimentation encourages adaptability. Not every habit change works perfectly at first. Test different approaches, timing, and strategies. Adjust according to results. The mind learns through trial, error, and adaptation. Flexibility in method ensures that effort produces sustainable results. Persistence without adaptation can waste energy. Iterative adjustment enhances success. Experimentation converts challenges into opportunities for insight and refinement. Identity drives habits. Change is easier when new behaviors align with the person you want to become. Decide who you want to be and act in accordance with that identity. Each choice that aligns with that vision strengthens belief and reinforces consistent action. Identity shapes decisions subconsciously. When you act as the person you intend to become, behavior follows naturally. Replacing old habits becomes a matter of expressing identity rather than forcing effort. Observation of results reinforces effort. Track progress and note benefits of superior behaviors. Seeing tangible improvement motivates continued action. Small wins demonstrate that change is possible and confidence grows with evidence. Measurement is not perfectionism, it is clarity. When improvement is visible, habits stick. The mind responds to proof, and repeated evidence reinforces choice, behavior, and outcome. Simplicity sustains focus on a few high-value habits rather than attempting a complete overhaul. Overcomplication leads to confusion, fatigue, and failure. Concentrate on the changes with the most impact. Once these are solidified, additional behaviors can be layered. Simplifying choices ensures consistency, reduces friction, and builds confidence. Minimalism in habit replacement increases sustainability. Each chosen behavior receives full attention and reinforcement. Reflection consolidates learning. At the end of each day, consider what behaviors aligned with intention and which fell short. Adjust strategies, note triggers, and plan improvements. Reflection is not criticism. It is strategic adjustment. Daily evaluation ensures progress, accelerates growth, and strengthens resilience. Every observation informs future action, reinforcing superior behaviors and diminishing old habits. Time is the ultimate test. Habits form and dissolve over weeks and months. Consistency and commitment to replacement produce lasting change. Momentary effort without duration achieves nothing. Long-term persistence transforms choice into automatic behavior. Patience, repetition, and vigilance create permanence. The passage of time magnifies the effect of deliberate change, allowing small daily adjustments to produce monumental transformation. Ultimately, life is the sum of habits. Every action, choice, and routine accumulates into results, character, and identity. Questioning old habits is not optional, it is essential for growth. Deliberately replacing ineffective behaviors with superior ones produces measurable improvement, increased capability, and stronger confidence. Habit replacement requires awareness, observation, planning, and persistence. Each small action compounds over time, transforming potential into achievement. Life improves not through luck or dramatic moments, but through consistent, deliberate, and intentional choice. The power lies in daily decisions. Each morning provides a chance to act differently, to align behavior with purpose, and to shape life consciously. Observation, replacement, tracking, reflection, and reinforcement create momentum. Momentum builds confidence, energy, and skill. Habits are the framework of life. Change them intentionally, and life itself changes. Each superior choice, repeated consistently, reinforces identity, accelerates growth, and produces results that last. Transformation emerges quietly, steadily, and inevitably through deliberate, conscious action.
Chapter 9. Spend time with people who make you feel alive. Life is too short to spend it with people who drain energy, diminish confidence, or limit ambition. The quality of the people you surround yourself with directly affects the way you think, feel, and act. Each interaction shapes mindset, influences decisions, and either propels you forward or holds you back. Human beings are social creatures, wired to absorb the attitudes, behaviors, and emotions of those around them. If you consistently spend time with people who complain, criticize, or settle for mediocrity, those patterns infiltrate your own life. Conversely, being around people who inspire, challenge, and uplift you fuels growth, creativity, and resilience. Your social environment is one of the most powerful levers for transformation. The first step is awareness. Observe how you feel after spending time with certain people. Notice whose presence leaves you energized, optimistic, and motivated, and whose presence leaves you drained, anxious, or doubting yourself. Most people ignore this signal, thinking it is normal to feel tired after social interactions, or that everyone has a negative influence sometimes. This is a misconception. Consistent energy loss is a warning that a relationship may be limiting growth. Energy is finite, and it must be protected. Choosing to invest time with people who lift you up is not selfish, it is strategic. Seek people who embody the qualities you want to develop. Excellence, integrity, curiosity, discipline, creativity, and positivity are contagious. When you are around people who think differently, act boldly, and embrace opportunity, you absorb those behaviors naturally. You start adopting higher standards without conscious effort. Habits, attitudes, and perspectives are learned socially. The mind mimics what it observes consistently. Immersing yourself in a network of ambitious, engaged, and positive people raises your potential and expands the possibilities you see for your own life. Avoid people who foster negativity. Gossip, complaints, excuses, and pessimism are more powerful than most realize. They anchor the mind in limitation, erode motivation, and diminish confidence. Energy flows toward the dominant signals in your environment. If negativity dominates the conversation, the mind starts internalizing that tone. Avoid prolonged exposure to those who habitually focus on what is wrong rather than what is possible. Limiting influence does not mean avoiding responsibility or compassion. It means protecting your mental and emotional bandwidth for growth and opportunity. Prioritize presence over proximity. It is not enough to be physically near people who are positive. The engagement must be real and meaningful. Shallow interactions rarely produce influence. Seek conversations, collaboration, and shared experiences that challenge thinking, expand perspective, and inspire action. Deep dialogue with energetic and growth-oriented people activates thought, problem-solving, and creativity. Meaningful connection stimulates both mind and spirit, producing tangible results in productivity, confidence, and perspective. Observe how others respond under pressure. People who remain composed, optimistic, and proactive during difficult times demonstrate resilience and perspective. Spending time with those who respond with blame, panic, or negativity during stress reinforces unproductive patterns. Energy is not only about moods, it is about behavior and mindset. Align yourself with people who act decisively, take responsibility, and approach challenges as opportunity. Their energy teaches how to respond effectively when life is difficult, providing models for behavior that accelerate personal growth. Challenge yourself socially. Comfort is easy, but growth requires interaction with people who stretch your thinking. Seek friends, mentors, and peers who ask difficult questions, challenge assumptions, and encourage accountability. Relationships that push the boundaries of comfort cultivate strength, insight, and resilience. The mind expands in environments where curiosity, critical thinking, and ambition are rewarded. When your social circle challenges you, you are more likely to develop focus, clarity, and purpose. Stagnation often results from repeating patterns with people who settle for routine and predictability. Recognize the emotional impact of each interaction. Life energy is not only about physical vitality, it is about the emotions you carry. People who inspire hope, confidence, and enthusiasm generate emotional momentum. People who criticize, demean, or complain create emotional debt. Emotional energy is finite, and it determines engagement, creativity, and action. Choosing relationships that elevate emotions strengthens focus, improves decision-making, and enhances persistence. Pay attention to subtle signals, how conversations leave you feeling, how conflicts affect your confidence, and how shared experiences shape your mindset. Be willing to invest in relationships that matter. Meaningful social energy requires effort. You cannot expect to receive inspiration, guidance, or growth without giving attention, support, and engagement in return. Invest time, listen actively, contribute positively, and support the growth of those around you. Relationships are reciprocal. The more you invest in energetic and ambitious individuals, the stronger the bond and the greater the positive influence on your life. Social capital compounds over time, producing both personal and professional growth. Distance yourself from energy drainers strategically. Cutting ties does not always mean abandoning people entirely. It can mean setting boundaries, limiting interactions, or redefining the nature of the relationship. Protecting energy is an act of self-respect and long-term planning. It is not about judgment, it is about clarity of purpose. Each decision about who to spend time with should be aligned with growth, focus, and fulfillment. Boundaries allow you to maintain healthy relationships while preserving your own vitality and focus. Seek mentors intentionally. People who have achieved what you aspire to accomplish provide guidance, insight, and acceleration. Mentorship compresses learning, reduces mistakes, and provides inspiration. Observe their behaviors, listen to their advice, and model their approach. Mentors provide energy in the form of knowledge, encouragement, and perspective. Surrounding yourself with mentors increases the likelihood of rapid growth and reinforces patterns of excellence in your own life. Evaluate the energy you give in relationships. Being around high-energy, positive people is only part of the equation. The energy you contribute influences the dynamics of the relationship. Ensure that you bring focus, encouragement, and support to interactions. Relationships thrive when energy flows in both directions. Mutual reinforcement strengthens motivation, commitment, and resilience. When you are aware of the energy exchange, you cultivate relationships that are sustainable, rewarding, and growth-oriented. Observe habits of influence. Energy is contagious because behavior, attitude, and focus are transmitted unconsciously. People who read, reflect, and act with purpose naturally inspire others. People who complain, gossip, or dwell in distraction transmit fatigue, doubt, and hesitation. Pay attention to daily routines, priorities, and actions of those around you. Surround yourself with people whose habits align with your vision, as consistent exposure amplifies similar behaviors in your own life. Embrace diversity in social energy. People who make you feel alive are not always identical to you. Differences in perspective, skill set, and approach provide opportunities for learning, growth, and innovation.
Seek out those who challenge your thinking, broaden your understanding, and introduce new ideas. Energy grows when curiosity, respect, and engagement combine with diversity of thought. A rich social environment nurtures creativity, problem-solving, and adaptability. Prioritize shared purpose. Relationships that energize are often grounded in shared goals or values. Being around people with similar ambitions amplifies focus and momentum. Collaboration, discussion, and accountability are more impactful when aligned with common purpose. Energy flows naturally toward collective progress. Social alignment reduces friction, increases motivation, and accelerates achievement. The greater the clarity of shared purpose, the more alive each interaction feels. Celebrate progress together. Energy grows when wins, achievements, and milestones are acknowledged collectively. Sharing success amplifies confidence and motivation. People who make you feel alive often recognize and celebrate your growth as if it were their own. Mutual reinforcement strengthens engagement, builds resilience, and fosters a culture of positive. Energy is nurtured when achievements are seen, appreciated, and reflected back through shared enthusiasm. Monitor long-term influence. Some relationships appear energizing in the short term, but may diminish growth over months or years. Reflect periodically on how interactions affect ambition, focus, and emotional well-being. Long-term association shapes behavior, mindset, and outcome. Being intentional about social choices ensures that your energy is amplified consistently over time, rather than diluted by familiarity or complacency. Evaluate influence not just by enjoyment, but by measurable growth and sustainability. Learn from energy transfer. Notice how time with certain people affects creativity, confidence, and motivation. Use this awareness to adjust social engagement. Energy is a currency, and conscious management ensures it is invested wisely. Positive energy inflow produces clarity, focus, and action. Negative energy outflow drains resilience and slows progress. By understanding these dynamics, you control social impact and maximize personal and professional effectiveness. Invest in people who challenge comfort. Relationships that make you feel alive often push you to think differently, act boldly, or step outside routines. Growth requires discomfort, and social challenges provide opportunity. People who stretch perspective, question assumptions, and encourage action enhance learning and development. Interaction becomes a laboratory for exploration, creativity, and skill building. Social energy is maximized when challenge is balanced with support and encouragement. Time spent with energizing people reinforces identity. Being around high-energy, ambitious, and positive individuals encourages alignment with your own values and goals. The environment reinforces self-concept, behavior, and attitude. Identity is strengthened through association, observation, and repetition. Social energy becomes a tool for self-definition, confidence, and accelerated growth. The mind adapts to environments where energy, focus, and ambition are modeled consistently. Choose joy-conscious. People who make you feel alive do not simply entertain, they engage, inspire, and create meaningful interactions. They spark curiosity, encourage growth, and stimulate purpose. Being selective about relationships allows you to cultivate joy, enthusiasm, and engagement consistent. Happiness, energy, and motivation are social phenomena as much as personal ones. Deliberate engagement with people who uplift strengthens every dimension of life. Consistency in social choice matters. Energy is cumulative. Daily exposure to supportive, motivating, and growth-oriented individuals amplifies confidence, focus, and drive. Intermittent interaction produces fleeting impact. Commitment to meaningful relationships creates lasting influence, reinforcing habits, perspective, and emotional health. Social energy is most effective when consistent, intentional, and aligned with purpose. Ultimately, the people you spend time with shape your life. Their energy, attitude, and actions influence decisions, behavior, and potential. Surrounding yourself with those who inspire, motivate, and challenge you ensures momentum, resilience, and growth. Energy is contagious. Choose wisely. Life expands when you invest in relationships that elevate, support, and energize. Choose the company that strengthens focus, ambition, and well-being. Each moment with the right people multiplies potential, fuels confidence, and creates a life that feels alive.
Chapter 10. Reward yourself for effort, not results, and keep going. Success is not always about the outcome. Many people tie their happiness, motivation, and self-worth to results, achievements, or external validation. They wait for promotions, financial milestones, recognition, or trophies to feel accomplished. That mindset is fragile. Life rarely rewards effort immediately, and waiting for results can create frustration, doubt, and delay. True progress, sustainable growth, and enduring motivation come from recognizing and rewarding the effort you put in consistently. The commitment to action, discipline, and persistence is what shapes character and produces eventual results. Rewarding effort cultivates resilience, strengthens habits, and keeps momentum alive even when results are delayed or uncertain. The first step is redefining success. Success is not a single event, it is a process of continuous action. Every step, every choice, and every act of deliberate effort contributes to long-term achievement. Recognizing this shifts focus from outcome to input. When you value effort, you develop a mindset that encourages persistence, learning, and adaptation. Each day becomes meaningful because action itself is celebrated, not just what comes from it. Effort becomes the benchmark, and motivation grows independently of external circumstances. Notice your daily effort. Many overlook their own discipline because the payoff is not immediate. Did you follow through on a plan? Did you give your full attention to a task? Did you push yourself to improve or take action despite difficulty? Each deliberate effort deserves acknowledgement. These small acts accumulate into competence, confidence, and eventual success. The brain responds to recognition of effort by increasing motivation. When you consciously observe what you do, energy expands and consistency becomes easier to sustain. Separate results from responsibility. Outcomes are influenced by countless factors beyond your control. Timing, circumstances, and other people affect results, and waiting for perfection or immediate reward is discouraging. Effort, however, is always within your control. Choosing to act, to persist, and to execute is an accomplishment in itself. By rewarding effort rather than outcomes, you maintain agency, reinforce discipline, and protect motivation from external unpredictability. Focus on what you can control and let results follow naturally. Create tangible ways to reward yourself. Recognition does not require extravagance. Simple actions like acknowledging your effort mentally, journaling progress, or sharing small victories with a trusted friend reinforce behavior. Celebration can be a quiet affirmation, a personal acknowledgement, or a ritual marking dedication. The key is to reinforce the mind's association between effort and positive reinforcement. When action itself produces satisfaction, motivation becomes self-sustaining, independent of external rewards or delayed outcomes. Persistence grows from effort recognition. Life rarely provides instant gratification. Long-term goals demand repeated action over weeks, months, or years. Without acknowledgement of effort, discouragement can erode persistence. Rewarding consistent action reinforces the habit of showing up, even when progress seems invisible. Momentum builds when the mind associates effort with value, energy, and accomplishment. Persistence is strengthened not by fleeting wins, but by repeated recognition of dedication, resilience, and discipline. Focus on measurable effort. Identify specific actions that indicate commitment and progress, regardless of results. Did you stick to your schedule? Did you practice a skill today? Did you take steps toward a goal even if outcomes were delayed? These actions are measurable, repeatable, and under your control. Tracking them creates clarity, reinforces motivation, and allows recognition to be immediate. Effort that is visible is easier to reward and more likely to produce sustained engagement. Mindset shifts when effort is rewarded. When effort is valued over results, fear of failure diminishes, anxiety over outcome decreases, and the mind becomes free to experiment, learn, and take risks. Creativity flourishes when attention is on action rather than perfection. Effort-focused recognitions strengthens confidence and courage. By separating personal value from achievement, you protect your energy, maintain consistency, and create a growth-focused approach to life. Celebrate incremental improvement. Life is a series of small steps. Progress may be subtle, invisible to others, or slow to manifest. Recognizing even tiny signs of effort builds morale, reinforces habits, and encourages continued action. Each repetition strengthens skill, habit, and capability. Incremental celebration allows the mind to appreciate progress, fostering patience and endurance. Motivation is fueled not by dramatic outcomes, but by steady evidence of effort and engagement. Avoid comparison with others. Measuring yourself against results achieved by someone else is a recipe for discouragement. Each individual's journey is unique, influenced by different circumstances, opportunities, and timing. Comparing outcomes obscures your own effort and diminishes confidence. Rewarding personal dedication rather than external success keeps focus internal and preserves motivation. Effort is personal, measurable, and under your control, making it a reliable source of reinforcement. Reflection reinforces effort. At the end of each day, review your actions and acknowledge what you accomplished through commitment and persistence. Reflection consolidates learning, reinforces habits, and strengthens motivation. Observing effort without judgment for outcome allows honest evaluation of progress. Reflection produces clarity, identifies areas for improvement, and demonstrates that every action contributes to long-term growth. Recognition of effort creates a feedback loop that sustains momentum over weeks and months. Effort breeds confidence. Each repeated act of discipline, persistence, or deliberate action builds competence and self-belief. When you reward yourself for effort, the mind links action with achievement. Over time, this creates a sense of control, mastery, and resilience. Confidence is not granted by results alone, it is forged through consistent, intentional action. The more effort is acknowledged, the stronger belief becomes in your ability to create outcome. Energy is sustained through recognition. Motivation fluctuates naturally, and waiting for results to sustain it is unreliable. Rewarding effort provides immediate reinforcement, replenishing energy, and sustaining focus. Every action acknowledged energizes the mind and body, reducing fatigue and increasing perseverance. Energy grows when the brain is trained to value consistent action rather than dependent on unpredictable outcomes. Sustained energy allows longer engagement, deeper focus, and accelerated progress. Patience is strengthened. Results are often delayed, and immediate gratification is rare in meaningful pursuits. Rewarding effort teaches patience, reinforces commitment, and sustains engagement over time. The mind becomes resilient to frustration, recognizing that success is built gradually. Persistence is nurtured when effort itself produces satisfaction. Patience is a skill that grows alongside deliberate action and reinforces the habit of consistent effort. Accountability enhances recognition.
Share your commitment to effort with trusted friends, mentors, or partner. Reporting actions, acknowledging consistency, and discussing progress reinforces the habit of valuing effort. Social recognition magnifies reinforcement and ensures that dedication does not go unnoticed. Accountability systems strengthen commitment, protect motivation, and create a support network that sustains focus even when external results lag. Focus on what you control. Outcomes are influenced by variables beyond your awareness. Effort is the reliable input, measurable and repeatable. Rewarding actions under your control maintains engagement, builds discipline, and protects motivation. Concentrating on what you can influence keeps energy directed where it matters. External factors are unpredictable. Consistent action produces long-term compounding impact. Control what you can, reward it, and trust that results will follow. Break goals into actionable steps. Large goals can feel overwhelming, and the delay in results often diminishes motivation. Dividing objectives into small, concrete actions creates frequent opportunities to reward effort. Each step achieved reinforces confidence, energy, and commitment. Incremental recognition allows progress to be felt immediately, sustaining momentum over weeks and months. Consistency becomes more achievable, and focus remains sharp. Celebrate resilience. Life presents obstacles, distractions, and challenges that test persistence. Overcoming resistance, maintaining action, and continuing despite difficulty is itself an achievement. Rewarding effort reinforces resilience, encourages endurance, and strengthens the ability to sustain progress over time. The act of facing difficulty and choosing action is more valuable than the outcome because it builds character and capacity. Effort-focused reward reduces fear of failure. When success is tied to results alone, hesitation and avoidance become common. Focusing on effort creates freedom to experiment, learn, and innovate. Action becomes the measure of value rather than perfection. The mind becomes willing to take calculated risks, knowing that effort itself is recognized and reinforced. Failure is reframed as feedback, not judgment, and courage grows naturally. Momentum compounds. Each effort recognized encourages the next. Small victories build confidence, skill, and motivation, creating a self-reinforcing cycle. Momentum does not rely on dramatic outcomes. It thrives on consistent, deliberate action. The more effort is acknowledged and celebrated, the faster progress accumulates. Persistence becomes automatic, and growth accelerates. Satisfaction emerges from engagement. Life feels more meaningful when action is valued. Rewarding effort ensures that each day contains measurable accomplishment, regardless of external result. The mind experiences fulfillment through intentional behavior, reinforcing purpose and commitment. Satisfaction is no longer tied to luck or timing, but to deliberate, consistent action. Long-term transformation occurs when effort is prioritized. Habits, discipline, and persistence accumulate over months and years. Recognizing dedication rather than outcome ensures engagement during the entire process. Transformation becomes inevitable because action is consistent, measurable, and reinforced. Life changes not because of occasional triumphs, but because of repeated, deliberate, and sustained effort rewarded along the way. In the end, results are a byproduct, not the focus. Life rewards consistent, persistent, and intentional effort. Rewarding yourself for what you control, your action, discipline, and commitment creates resilience, sustains motivation, and accelerates growth. Keep moving forward, acknowledge the work you put in, and trust that results will follow naturally. Momentum, skill, and confidence compound when effort is recognized, creating lasting transformation. Persistence, patience, energy, and momentum grow when action is valued. Every small step, every moment of dedication, and every act of deliberate effort matters. Rewarding effort turns process into purpose, challenges into opportunity, and consistency into mastery. Results will arrive in time, but the true power lies in the sustained effort, recognized, reinforced, and repeated daily. Keep going, and the life you are building will surpass even your own expectations.